Should be. Got it. On the rest of the footing here on the east side, with the exception of the electrical room, which is where all that dirt is, that center. They're finishing up what they need to do to get everything out and about out of that main electrical room, with the exception of obviously the primaries and secondaries going to the transformer. But all our footings are done. We're spreading rock. You can see we've got this north side kicking. That's going to be our first pour on Friday, Thursday night technically, which we need to talk about once we get the drone back down. But we're having to leave out because the crane over here only has 29 foot clear. We're going to have to walk them down the slab. So right where that guy's walking right now, we're going to leave that whole bay out. So our first pour will be center line on those columns headed south. We're going to do the same thing on the demising wall, unless somebody tells me it's okay to walk the crane on the panels, in which case we'll pour the whole thing, pour the panels, and walk the crane. But he doesn't have the swing radius, so we have a 300 ton coming. We used a 330 in Marana. Similar situation with that wall and how that footing dropped coming from the main road. It had articulating counterweights. This one's a little bit smaller. The weights don't articulate. But he still has a 27 foot track-to-track clearance on the pads. And so his PSI is going to be hella low, which I'm not too concerned with. It's like 30, 35 PSI. Fully loaded, it goes up to 50. So his tracks are super wide to disperse that. But when we asked Bob at PK, he said it was our discretion. And so I'm not going to make that call without everybody blessing it. So that's kind of where we're at. We're going to have plenty of time for the concrete to cure, plenty of time for the walls to cure, but something to keep in mind. If we want to speed this thing up, we can pour the whole thing, walk the crane. If we want to play it safe, then we're going to leave out that speed day. So you kind of see where we're working the rock in right now to that line. That's going to be our cutoff line for this first pour. It's going to be about 40,000 feet, 900 yards. We're going to break this in half to an east-west segments and then kind of call it a day. We're already spreading rock in the showroom so that we can start burying all the floor boxes, which are stacked and packed and ready to go. But we've got everybody concentrated getting this pour prep ready, because we're going to start dropping rebar on it tomorrow. And then we'll do the inspections tomorrow afternoon, Thursday morning, and we should be good for a pour Thursday night at the rate we're going. The electricians, the plumbers are concentrating over here in this northwest bathroom. They've almost got it done. They'll pass inspections tomorrow, and then we'll start go ahead and doing all the backfill and stuff we need to do there. And then tomorrow we're starting on this retaining wall that runs north to south here on this west side. That's going to buy us a crane path we need over here. That's going to have to be up and completed before that crane walks. When we walk him down the north side of the showroom, we have the room because that retaining wall is not there. I know it doesn't look like it right now with Gordon putting their pipe in for that back north fire line going up and down the road over there, but we'll have the crane room there. We just don't have it from where this old SUV is, basically the start of that retaining wall on the north side of the showroom. So the crane is big enough to where we can't pick up with a jib and spin that spreader bar and do like a little baby movement and walk kind of the footing in the middle like we did in Marana. The crane's too tall for that, and it's too much jib. So he's going to have to offset one side or the other. We can't offset on the north side, so we're left with two options. We can leave it out and play it safe, or we can walk the panels. So we'll need a determination sooner rather than later, because that sets my form board where it needs to go for this first pour. What else we got going on? Retaining wall over here has got its cap on. They're finishing up today. All the rest of this is done and finished up. And all we've got to do is just that final touch of dirt backfill, compaction, they're out of there. Parking lot's getting to grade. We've knocked it around quite a bit. I know the retaining wall guys have that big pile right there. Utility guys have a pile for this inlet, but they're trying to beat feet through the wall and get to a stopping point, which they've done right here. And then they're going to do the same thing on this north side, and then they're going to work in coordination with the retaining wall guys to put those box inlets in on those back of curbs. So as they come up, they're coming up too with the pipe and stuff. And then in the interim, they're just going to keep beating feet down the north side, get that joker buried before the crane walks. All of our footings on the south side of the building are completed now. So we just have this one tie-in. We're going to move the ramp probably tomorrow or Thursday. And then we'll complete our exterior footing, hopefully through that electrical room. So if not, we'll just leave out the electrical room for right now, just skip those two panels. So we'll just skip a 50-foot section and pour it later. But we'll finish this piece up. We're coming to a stopping point. We've got a bulkhead in there, and then we'll pour that other piece on the north side of it, of the dirt ramp for right now. And then we're pretty much done. Questions, comments? Need to say anything?
Hey, Jerry, I'm going to meet with the concrete guys in the morning for your time. Do you mind hopping on a call with at least Nolan and I at some point tomorrow, early afternoon or something, to just go through what you guys discussed and make sure we're on board with everything?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, y'all can hop on. I can do it Teams. I just didn't want to have them do the Teams. But I can play in the background if y'all want to hop on.
Yeah, it's up to you. I know you have a lot of guys in there, but that'd be great too.
Yeah, you can bebop or do whatever, and then we can do a follow-up after the meeting. So I got that.
Okay.
9 o'clock pre-con for concrete, and then 10 o'clock formal meeting. Local time, right? So, well, we're all in the same time zone right now. So 9 and 10 by 10:30ish or so, we should be done, and we can do a follow-up and get a game plan what direction we're going to go in.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great.
So the retaining walls on the northeast corner, because you chopped down the grades and used the dirt from the out parcel, right?
We did, but that's not changing anything on the north face of the building, right? So we still have this big long section of retaining wall that comes in, and then even with that, you still have an 8-foot drop in elevation from the road to back of curb where the transformers and stuff are going to go. So this retaining wall is still going to go in, no change, no effect. When you round the corner over here to this footing, for the retaining wall.
Isn't all that chopped down, so we don't need, so the retaining wall goes away, or that's not the case?
No, because you're still retaining 6-8 foot of elevation, right? So we're at base of road here plus or minus a couple inches.
Are you going to build the wall? I think the wall's like, what, 15 feet? Are you going to build the full wall, or are you just going to build the wall just enough to wherever you leave the dirt at?
Yeah, we're going to build it to where we leave the dirt at, so we might chop a course down. You know what I mean? But this is still the elevation, so that's the distance of drop that I've got, and that's all going to be landscape area right there for back of curb. So it's not high enough. I didn't drop it that much.
I thought it was like 15-foot wall.
I don't think so over on that side. I thought it was only like an 8-foot wall.
gotta, since it's an MSG wall, you just build it as high as you need it. And if you go back later, you can just add it later, right? Makes it pretty simple.
Well, in theory, yeah, but I don't think anybody wants to pay to do it twice. So we have the grades, right? The inlet. I'm trying to get the angle without getting run over from a truck. So this inlet grade, that's road, right? So that's the top of the lid for the manhole. It's in the road as you turn in, right? So our main entrance is right here. Give the camera a second because it's got a little bit of a lag. So as you come in, that's the grade drop down. Right, we'll adjust it and push it back towards the cars. I know the fence is leaning right now to show off kind of the grade drop, but the grade drop will start at that asphalt up there where the riprap starts coming in, and then as it comes down, that's your grade for the road. The high road, if you want to call it that, between the two lots, and then it's going to come towards the camera behind me, and then circle back down into the parking lot and truck court and get down to this fire lane access down over here. So we've got a bunch of different grade changes coming in to the property just to get us to that point. So then you see the secondary manhole down here. Right?
And the corner, what about the other manhole on the corner side? Because I'm looking at the contours and they're like 68, 73, 68, 72. And then the grade on the other side of the wall at the manhole is like 68, 53.
So 53 to 72.
Yeah.
That's a good sized wall. It's a lot of drop.
Right, and I think a lot of that went away though.
Well, we only lowered that lot 2 foot.
Oh, I think it was that.
Yeah, we didn't do like an 8 foot drop in there. The bowl effect of what I did is going to be pretty similar to here behind the office. So this is all set where we have the stone for the office trailer and stuff.
Yeah, because we have, I got our plan and it goes up. See, we had it, goes up to 68, 76, 77.
Yeah, I mean, I can get you actuals, but the intention there was to just get a little bit of a bowl effect, something that we could grow grass on and something we could still mow without causing Nolan pain and heartache long term. Right, so you see native up there where the fence is, and then we bowl down. Right, and then the trailer grade where all the rock is that's our net effect. So the theory behind this is that this will continue through, the north face of lot 2, the east face of lot 2, lot 3, lot 4, and then, the 100 foot of lot 4 going up against the apartments, townhomes park over there. We'll do a gradual fade over there so it doesn't look so bully, but right now we've robbed Peter to pay Paul over there, so that's our deficit. That's a little bit steeper. So that's where all that import infill is coming from. That's right now it's still free. So we'll fill this back in and then do the bowl effect, keep it 2 foot lower. We might go 3 foot lower, but it's not going to go anything crazy. The object was to still, if you wanted to sell the lots in the future, keep selling them and not just make it a pit. But I know that survey-wise, this has got way more frontage road, and I know that Nolan and the AFW group don't want to block their building should they ever sell this in the future. Right, so lower is better to a certain extent, but it's still going to be sellable.
Right.
In lot 4, we're pretty much, I just panned to it. We have, a foot or two effect already. That's already set back. So it's just really lot 3 that we have to infill right there. We still have spoils coming from Gordon and other stuff that we're putting up there. That's why you can see the fresh dirt up there. And then the rest of this is pretty much set to grade. We got some couple small bumps here and there, and minor tweaks, but the gist of it's there. We're still running it over like crazy, but Blaine's out there working it right now. Anybody else?
No, let's wait and see how it shakes out. I know on the north side, it goes down and back up again because of the swale.
Yeah, over the one pipe, right? You're talking about for the domestic water line?
No, I was on the north side between the landfill and the wall.
Oh, yeah. I can't, I have a temporary swell in right now with a temporary road to get Gordon back there just to stop any kind of washout potential should it rain or snow its ass off. So we don't wash out footings and stuff for all the concrete.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see that now, right? So anything that comes off of that landfill should hit that berm and then walk east or west.
Yeah.
But that's all just temporary. And then the wall sitting in front of this, 29.5 foot off of the face of wall from the building. And that works for a fire lane, but it just doesn't work for constructability. And I don't think anybody wants to pay the money for me to dig all this dirt out and move it just temporarily to put it all back.
Yeah.
So we can build the building. So that's where the crane bay becomes an issue. We're either gonna have to walk panels or use this first bay as a crane bay. See the laser screen's already here. And then we've got the column sleeves in and they're getting grouted up. And we've already put the caps on them.
Nolan, anything else on your end?
I don't think so.
Do you have that invite for that pre-con tomorrow? I can forward it to you if not. Okay. Jeremy, I'll send that over to you.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we'll just plan on 3 of us can hop on a call after that and go through what you guys talked about if we missed some of it or whatever.
Additives, big thermal blankets, weather. I'm making them do the bigger cylinders.
Battery level is low.
Normal stuff.
Aircraft will return to the home point in 10 seconds.
Good deal, Howard. Anything else on your end, Toby?
No.